So we're underway in the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup, race number 11 on the card, and we're keeping a close eye on Glasgow schools, who are having a few problems early on, but have settled down quickly, Mark, into their flow here.
Yeah, and this is a great event was introduced to the regatta with the 16 crews in this particular event. And these young girls are racing down the track, and Gloucester have got lots of good history in this event. And you can just hear them being warned. Yeah, well, Gloucester have veered quite violently across the course. They obviously wanted to do the sensible thing and keep away from Temple Island in the first few strokes, but they took that to an extreme there, didn't they? Yeah, went way out of their station. As you heard, the umpire kind of corrected them, made them get back on. Sometimes that can disrupt a crew, getting into their rhythm. They've got to make a big adjustment on the rudder, slows the boat down, but they're into the rhythm now and looking as though they're in really kind of in a nice kind of rhythm, and they're just moving away gradually.
Yeah, it's on the Bucks station. Gloucester Rowing Club have now settled down and moving along very nicely. Glasgow schools a couple of lengths back. Sunglasses, it is quite glary, isn't it? Despite the cloud, there is a bit of glare. You can understand why they're going for the sunglasses option.
Yeah, and also when you wear sunglasses, you feel you're kind of in your own bubble. I don't know, it's weird. It kind of takes away the pain, if it can.
I don't believe you. So a good length or two lead here. Glasgow schools have got some work to do as they head down the course. Tough conditions. You can see a couple of the other crews paddling up the other side of the river up towards Temple Island, but that's a comfortable lead at this stage of the race.
Yeah, and Gloucester have got lots of history in this event. They've won it for the last 2 seasons, so a lot of experience. You know, the girls that are in the boat, the girls that have won it previously, you know, they can kind of feed that into the kind of younger athletes coming through. And when you're in a club that you've had success somewhere, you know, it's true the same, breeds success.
So heading towards the bridge where we are, and the commentary box down towards Henley, the town. And there'll be huge crowds building over the course of the next 5 days. Getting quite choppy, isn't it, the water, as the wind picks up?
Yeah, it's really windy out there. You can see the wind kind of shadows on the water there going down the course. It makes it really challenging. It's a headwind, so it will make the races take longer than they normally would. But it just means you have to bring the cadence down and just be more efficient at your kind of blade work and trying to propel the boat through the water.
You're saying that Gloucester Rowing Club have got some work to do. They've actually put in a good shift here, haven't they? They've made it competitive again. Far from out of it. All look relaxed, don't they, at this stage?
Yeah, kind of in their bubble, in their rhythm, doing their thing. That's really important. Look, just one person in the bow seat, doing the calls, looking around, letting everybody else know they are, and trying to kind of feed that confidence in that this race is not done.
I think they'd be right as well. Just looking at the pictures.
But this is another thing about the sport of rowing. When you're in front, you get to watch your opponent. You can watch their moves, and you can try and counteract them. So Gloucester will be definitely keeping a close eye on the Glasgow crew.
So it's just getting to the business end of this race. Having a watch down there, it's Glasgow have pushed ahead again. They're up to a length lead once again. I think there's any advantage to be had on either of the stations. There's sometimes talk, isn't there, of the Bark station. If you've got a strong stream or a stiff wind, southwesterly wind, and actually being on the Bark station, you get a bit of shelter for the last quarter of a mile, don't you?
Yeah, it's pretty windy. It's pretty open to the elements out there. You know, you're on a river. There's going to be a bit of land, water, stream. That's part of coming to Henley, though. You know, you can't avoid that. But the wind is going to be a big factor today. You know, it's going to be some strong headwind this afternoon. So I'm sure these crews will rather be racing in the morning.
Gloucester just need to be a little bit careful of that boom. Seem to be travelling along okay, not too much space to play with. Those booms don't want to have a, yeah, they've thought the same thing, and they're just ducking in a little bit.
And that's always a worrying thing when you're the steers person at Henley, making sure you do not hit those. Because once you hit those, there's no coming back from it.
Race over. Upper Thames Rowing Club in the background there, heading past the enclosures now, so into the last 500 metres of the race. Already lots of people on the towpath. So Gloucester Rowing Club leading Glasgow Schools Rowing Club in this Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup race. And still looking strong, moving the boat pretty efficiently at the moment.
Yeah, they're just keeping the distance, keeping in front, watching the crew on their right, the Gloucester School, and you know, that's where you want to be. You want to be in front so you can watch, you can counteract every movement. And you can just see Glasgow now going to have to start digging deep. They want to get back on terms and put themselves in contention to get through to the next round.
Yeah, two-seat cannon, a real grimace from her just now. The race starting to take its toll.
And that's the thing about Henley Regatta. You know, most of these athletes are used to racing over 1,500 metres or 2,000 metres. You come to Henley, the course is 2,118 metres. You know, you're going against a strong headwind today, so it's even longer than normal.
Or a mile and 550 yards if you're not metric.
Depends what era you're from, I guess.
Yes, I think it does depend on your era and maybe on your European stance as well, but let's not go there. So, the race coming to the boil, and so far it's been Gloucester Rowing Club, who after that brief wobble coming off Temple Island have looked completely in control, haven't they?
Yeah, they've kind of got into the rhythm, dominated the race in the first stroke. You know, and that's the thing. When you're racing one-on-one, you want to get out in front and put your other crew that you're racing under pressure. And they've done that from very early on.
See the clothing on board the umpire's launch there. The indicator that it's pretty chilly on the water. Not for these athletes right now, though.
No, their legs, lungs, arms, body will be on fire.
Yes, they will not be feeling the cold right now. Just coming in front of stewards. Stewards enclosure. And, only a few more strokes to go for Gloucester Rowing Club to wrap this up. Nice feeling, isn't it, to get through to the second round this early on in the week?
Yeah, it's just good to kind of calm those nerves. You know, it's always nerve-wracking, you know, when you come out to race. You know, some of these crews would have raced each other during the season, some wouldn't have. And it's just nice to get the first one under your belt, get down the track, get your confidence together, and then start to prepare for the following day.
And learn, I suppose, crucially.
Yeah, you never stop learning. You keep improving and moving on every single race. So you'll always go back after the race. You'll have a hot debrief straight away. Then they'll sit down later on and have a full debrief and then work out for the next race.
Probably watch these TV pictures and try and pick out anything they can from their performance on the replays, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about the images we have now, is that crews and coaches can use these to work out where they need to improve and how they need to move forward.
Gloucester Rowing Club with the win. They had the race under control. They win by a couple of lengths, beating Glasgow Schools Rowing Club in the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup first round.